Hello, everybody. And now we would like to start our session, which is dedicated, as you know, to Ukraine and integration. Yeah. So our session called Building Strong Industrial Ecosystem for EU-Ukraine integration. And yes, this session is organized by EN Ukraine, Ukrainian Cluster Alliance, and European Business Association. And you know, I would like to start from the short story. I'm sure everybody remember how was the day of 24th of February 2022. And I also would like to say that from the first days, we feel strong support from EU. And already in March, 4 people from Ukraine, 2 people from EN Ukraine, and 2 people from Ukrainian Cluster Alliance, every morning gathered together, had meetings, and thought how to support Ukrainian business. And every morning, together with representatives of DG GROW, of European Cluster Alliance, we thought how to survive and how to support our businesses. And actually, 3 of us right now here, and I'm really glad, and I know that there is no occasional evidence, you know. 3 of us are here. It's Olga Shubina-Kurilenko, Elena Festenko, and me, Olga Trofimova, who, again, from March, every morning, spent and thought how to support our businesses. And this is what we would like to share with you, to share our stories, to share our results and further opportunities about integration of Ukrainian businesses into European industrial ecosystem. And first, I would like to present Olga Shubina-Kurilenko, Head of Export Support Center, Ukrainian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and EN Ukraine Consortium Coordinator. And first of all, of course, I would like to, before her start, because I see there is another slide, that you could always join us at SLIDA.com and ask questions. And after each speaker, we will try to have to give you time for questions and for answers. So Olga, I would like to ask you that you of course, you are working from, as I mentioned already, from the first days of aggression, of terroristic aggression of Russia to Ukraine. And you always was working with export. So how you are working with businesses and as a coordinator, one of the biggest EU project actually, yes, which support export and which needs right now from Ukrainian small and medium enterprises for export and internationalization.
Okay, so maybe I will start also from the beginning of all this situation that was beginning like 21st of February. Yeah, everybody get up and nobody knows what to do in this situation, and everybody thought that have different thoughts, and all organizations who are working with business, all organizations who are working with donors, they didn't know how to make all this situation, how to work with the business, what will be the business needs in this situation. And thank you for the European Commission, thank you for our European partners who support us in this situation, because you know, it was like a really deep support from their side, because we just make together some services. We are trying to support business with the different mechanisms. We are trying to support business with different tools that we have at that time, at that period. So you know, it was like a really huge and really difficult work for us. And today, but today I think that my speech will be not about that situation, not about these problems and these moments. I want to say something about our expert current situation, our expert analysis, and also I think that I will mention some points regarding how we support exports in and how we support Ukrainian companies in entering new markets, how we support companies in entering in the process of internationalization. And also I will put some attention to the ECA integration and ECA agreements, because it's rather, it's rather big process for us, and it's rather huge step for the companies who will export their industrial products abroad. So first of all, I need to say that if we are just talking regarding rebuilding, and if we are just talking regarding export support, we need to understand that all these processes and our country insecure. Because right now, when we are just talking regarding exports and regarding rebuilding processes, regarding just rebuilding our infrastructure, we forget sometimes that we have a war, and without this security, all our situation, all our actions will be just coming to the zero. In this case, we need to understand that first of all, it needs to be like a security point for our country, for our people. Also, I need to say that right now, certainly our focus is the European countries, and our business mostly want to enter EU markets. In this case, we are just on this stage, like pre-accession program, and on this stage, like a pre-accession situation with the European standards. And also, we need to understand that before the war, we was one of the most bigger agrarian and industrial exporters to the EU countries. And right now, we need to think about the project of about the process of how to comply our products, and how to make our products more reliable on the European market. And also, I need to say that we have some new data, and according to these data, like in this June, more than 9% of enterprises reported that they were operating at a full capacity. Full capacity, it means like 100%. And while the share of enterprises operating almost full capacity, it's 99%, that was 3% of enterprises that case operation. So I need to say that it's a rather good point, because the same period, the previous year, we have no such such figures. So right now, it's it's like the process of renovation. We have this process, like the process of renovation right now. Also, I need to say that as domestic market, we have the limit of domestic market, so the process of integration right now for us is rather important. And today, working every day with a business request, we understand that trade openness and integration to the EU internal market are the key restoring foreign economic relations and internationalization process. And I need to say that right now we have the share of industrial enterprises operating at almost full capacity. If you are just see at my presentation, it will be like the general data, yeah. And also like a dynamic of Ukrainian exports of goods from. You can see this this on my slide. It will be exports are recovering, and however, some industrials have difficulties with the resumption of export, namely the production of construction materials, and we have the difficult situation in metallurgy and machine building that counts about 35% of all exporters. So it's rather big figures, I need to say, and right now we are just trying to support our companies in all these processes. Also, we have a lot of projects, and we have a lot of tools and mechanisms that help us to support companies. Also, in Ukraine, we have the EN Ukraine Consortium, Ukraine Consortium that connects 8 biggest organization in Ukraine that support innovation business and support also SMEs, and also the companies who are just making export, like raw materials companies, and with different products. And right now we have checked that just for 1 week we have more than 100 requests from the side of the company. So it's rather huge it's rather a huge figure, and we understand good that this is a big amount of the companies who are interested in this process. Also, I need to say that right now we are in the process of the ECA agreement signing. So from the February 2021, the procedure for ECA was launched and followed by the successful preliminary assessment. By September, the second phase assessment, Ukraine's readiness to adapt European norms, and 2022 we saw intensified preparation of the ECA conclusion, marked by the significant meetings to discuss further steps. Last year, the Ukrainian Chamber of Commerce and Industry made one of the not biggest, but rather interesting conference, where we just involve the representative of the European Union, and we asked regarding the process, and we asked about our market in this situation, these conditions, and we have the information that Ukraine is marked like very high results, and we are on the steps just to entering this agreement, and on the good position just to sing in this agreement. And right now we are on the process, and on the 21st of July, the final expert mission examined Ukraine national quality infrastructure, a comprehensive part of legal institution compliance and product safety and certification. And the goal is a conclusion. It's enabling Ukrainian expertise to access to the EU single market, using Ukrainian testing and certification first in trade and selected goods, and expanding business opportunities. So it's just for us, it's a huge step, and I think that it's rather important to use this opportunity for entering and for selling our goods abroad. So right now, we as the Ukrainian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, we are involved in this process because we also supported by the German company GIZ that is working in Ukraine with the support of us as an expert to rebuild our internal infrastructure, to support our experts, to give us some information regarding these ECA processes, and to support us in the process to support Ukrainian companies in entering new markets, and to combine, to prepare the technical files for exporting these products abroad. So for us, it's, it's rather big and important point where we can support our businesses and SMEs. And also here, as they mentioned, several challenges intensify the process. So first of all, it's economic recovery amidst maritime law, adaptation of European standards, and certification hurdles. But I don't want to make just to make a lot of points regarding these challenges, because the challenges we have in each situation. In this case, I just need to mention only that we are working as the expert. We are working to make all these processes not so visible for our business, and to support our companies in this process, in the process of the integration to the EU market. So maybe I will finish, because it's in some kinds of more than limit of time. So thank you. From my side, that's all.
Thank you so much. We know that how important role of any supporting organization and any supporting instruments for our business right now. And stories of Ukrainian resilient business, unbreakable and brave businesses, it's really worth to be listened. And but we also would like to touch another side of our story and our opportunities for integration into EU single market. And this is what I would like to ask Elena Fesenka, General Manager of EN Ukraine Consortium, the Head of International Innovation Cooperation, Technology Transfer and Intellectual Property Protection Department of the National Academy of Science of Ukraine. And as you understand from her title, that definitely I would like to ask her about the role of innovation, because definitely we would like to be not just part of supply chain into European market, but also add value supply chain, and also innovative companies and organizations are very important right now. So Olena, please. Could you, yeah, thank you.
Innovation play crucial role in building a successful business in industry of each country. And it's very important to have cooperation between science, technology, and innovation process. Now I wanted to explain you more detail about our activities in Ukraine. You know that now we are living in a very interesting time when Industry 5.0 started, and it aims to foster cooperation between humans and machines. You know that Industry 5.0 complements existing Industry 4.0 by specifically putting innovation and research in the service of transition to sustainable, human-centric, and sustainable and very important activities which lead to development business in each country. And now for technology and innovation are very crucial play a crucial role in business model of each country. And I'm sure that they will play a crucial role in rebuilding Ukraine now. Now I wanted to remind you maybe some famous Ukrainian inventors who changed the world. You know that Sergei Korolev was the first who helped us to develop cosmonautic. And for example, Alexei Pakhanov, he is a staff engineer in SpaceX, and he wrote software for control of flights of Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy. Lyubomir Romankiv, he is very famous because he developed magnetic heads for hard disk drivers. Stefan Wozniak, one of engineers who designed and helped to develop personal computer Apple. Also, Mykola Amosov, Sergius, he developed and introduced anti-robotic head valves prosthesis. Igor Sikorsky, widely recognized as innovator of rotary innovation and aviation. Boris Paton is a very famous scientist, and he was president of National Academy of Science of Ukraine, and he proposed firstly using welding in open space and also welding on living tissues. So you see that Ukraine is a country of brave and very smart people. And for example, we have a lot deep tech innovation. For example, we have the main proud of our tech innovation. It is Mriya, the largest transport aircraft in the world, which has more than 242 world records. And it is pity that last year this aircraft was destroyed by Russian army, but Ukraine planned to recover and to rebuild this aircraft in nearest future. Also, Ukraine have a lot light aviation manufacturers such as Aerocopter, Aeropract, and others. And we expect that in nearest future, Ukrainian IT sector will help us to see new combination aviation and IT sectors, and maybe we will see new innovation in aviation sector too. Ukraine have a lot of tech companies. For example, very famous Ukrainian companies, Grammarly, GitLab, Preply, continue to work in the war period, and during the last year attract million users and new clients and investors worldwide. And it is very important to note that these companies continue their activities and open new offices in different countries of the world. Also, Ukraine have very strong IT business. You know that Ukraine is getting large attention as fast-growing digital tech hub in Eastern Europe and able to take strong position in innovative industries such as intelligence industry and deep tech. Because one of reasons why IT sector is so strong in Ukraine, it's launching Dia City unique framework for IT business in Ukraine. This unique framework for IT business in Ukraine proposes several benefits for Ukrainian digital companies, such as easy access, low tax rates, flexible employment model, NDA, NCR, and also IP protection guarantee. As you can see, Ukraine has quite large potential to be a highly developing country. But it's need to understand that deep tech innovation starts from science. And now Ukraine faces several challenges in develop innovation ecosystem in Ukraine. For example, we have a lack of funding for science and innovation, lack of interest in business to new technologies in Ukraine, I mean. Also lack of development national innovation ecosystem, and also one of the problem it is lack of integration Ukrainian innovation system to a European innovation ecosystem. For example, we propose pilot project Digital Innovation Center, which will help to increase cooperation between science, business, and digital smart learning. And for example, in this center, we also propose to create innovation hub for optical advanced materials, and also the model of this business center will be provide access to everyone who needs our help. It will be access laboratories, open optical, chemical, clean room, and others. Also, we plan to create incubator for deep tech technologies and also business school. As for me, the next action plan, how to support innovation ecosystem for Ukraine can be the next. It's the support condition for integration science and business at all levels. Also to help develop a national innovation ecosystem of Ukraine, for example, by support pilot project of developing a digital innovation center and scale up them this network of digital innovation center by all territory of Ukraine. Also, it's need to help integrate national innovation ecosystem of Ukraine to European ecosystem by open new call, for example, for establishing in Ukraine a European digital innovation hub, because now this hub is absent in Ukraine. A center of excellence, AT hubs network, update NCP, all this possible to do, and it will be help for developing a strong innovation ecosystem of Ukraine. Also, it's need to increase cooperation between business and science. For example, very important to pay attention for technology and maybe to launch new programs which help to transform technology from TRL 4 until TRL 5, because it's quite a very important point for transformation technology from science to innovation. Yes, it is the first step which help us to create innovation. Also, it's need to develop investment condition which help us to attract big, large investors for innovation sector and stimulate business, interest business to science innovation. And it's the last my slide. Here you can see several events which we organize in the frame of EU and Ukraine Consortium. We try to support innovation business. For example, my organization more focused on support different events with startups, spin-offs, innovation companies. Here you can see different events, company mission to BV Summit, SPS exhibition for startups, also MedTech Summit, and it was they were quite successful events, and After this, our startups have negotiation and sign several contracts. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much. And you know, we are very in a hurry because we really would like to share with you our stories. And what happened with us during last 1 year and a half, it's probably more than, you know, we stepped and made more steps for Euro integration and internationalization that's for the last 10 years. That's why all of us has a lot of slides and would like to share with you a lot of information. And now I have only 5 minutes for my presentation, so please could you open the presentation of Olga Trofimova, it's me. So I'm a co-founder of Ukrainian Cluster Alliance. And yeah, could you please open my presentation? Yes, thank you so much. And well, what I would like to share with you. So first of all, I would like to say that Ukraine right now, it's not just a country. And we are already a candidate country, and moreover, we signed a single market, and we have started already our way. And all of us, we are part of this ecosystem which we are building continuously during these years. And yeah, and we did much more than for previous 10 years. What we did as the Ukrainian Cluster Alliance, on 24th of March 2022, we have established a Ukrainian Cluster Alliance. So 1 month after the war started. And right now, we are already a member of European Cluster Alliance, TCI Network, ET Manufacturing, and signed a lot of memorandum of understanding with many countries. And right now, we united 60 clusters with more than 2,000 companies. So, yes, we do have, of course, all these clusters are structured. We do have cross clusters committees as internationalization, innovation technologies, wind transition, and yes, we do a lot of work. And this is exactly the platform which we started from the beginning of March 2022, and we cooperate together. And after that, there is already a landscape of clusters in Ukraine. And for example, our cluster, Ukrainian Automotive and Mobility Cluster, we also have the first excellence label for Ukrainian clusters, which is also quite big result for us. Yeah, we do have priorities, of course, in our strategies and all our actions which we do. We have a lot of facts, and saying the truth, sometimes we are running so fast that even have no time to calculate how many activities, how many events, how many actions we did, which is, yeah, which is probably bad, but again, we do what we can do even more. So what we do, we build international relations with clusters. So we have a lot of cluster-to-cluster meetings. We also organize matchmaking B2B meetings, and we have started it from April 2022. And we did it by ourselves, you know, without state support, without anybody's support. Why? Because we understand that there is a big need from business to restart economy, to build economy, and of course, to be resilient. As we are. And yes, of course, we participate in many platforms, conferences, fairs, exhibitions, business tours. We provide webinars, and yeah, and then I will go faster because there were so many events. Some of them were very important because we had also big Ukrainian panel in European Cluster Conference, and SME Assembly, and a lot of other events which we participated in. But again, we participated as clusters, not only one businesses, but group of businesses, because we have bigger impact for our businesses later on. Again, we cooperate together with EN Ukraine, with other organizations from abroad, and we have more cooperations and more partners which even we could manage and work with. And moreover, we have initiated, and it was our initiative, you know, to initiate cluster meets region for Ukrainian clusters. Unfortunately, it was not in Ukraine, it was in Košice, but again for Ukrainian clusters, and as you see in a high level, and all of us who are here also participated in this event. After that, we have also follow-ups. We had already many projects which we participated in, because we understand that internationalization and integration, it's not just export-import relations. It's cooperation with common projects, with common activities which we do. And also in Hanover Mercer and other many other events. But I also would like to say that we are cooperate with EIT Manufacturing and also participate in building innovation ecosystem, innovation startups, and of course represent our industries in many forums and skills development, which is, there is year of skills, and thanks for supporting us for launching e-learning platform. And last week we had the trade mission to Austria for textile industry. Again, thanks to our partners GIZ for supporting us. And right now, there is a stand of Ukrainian delegation right here, and we have a booth here, and 4 companies participate to share our resilience stories, and of course to develop our business and our economies. That's why we are here, that's why we support our heroes. And next steps, we also organize already a manufacturing day in Ukraine, just in a border with Hungary and Slovakia, and all of you, of course, are warmly welcome to participate in. Well, to finish my presentation, again, I also would like to say that, yes, of course, we are active, cooperate with all these programs which are coming. We also do this Industry 5.0 manifest, and even more, we have also support of our partners, GIZ, for growth of Ukrainian cluster lines. Thank you for that. And again, we are building ecosystems. That is why the next speaker is European Business Association, and there are a lot of players of our industrial ecosystems which we are building based on transparency, on cooperation, on support, and of course, sharing experience between each other. And this human centricity of all Ukrainian businesses, which really did this resilience example for the whole world, how Ukrainian business unbreakable and brave. Thank you so much for inviting us, and again to support us, to businesses us. Support us with economic growth, with internationalization of Ukraine to European market. Thank you so much, and don't forget to ask questions.
Thank you, colleagues. Thank you, Olga. Let me introduce myself. Actually, this part will be business of voice. Voice of business, Ukrainian business, but not only. I represent the European Business Association, which is the largest international business community in Ukraine. But already not only in Ukraine, because last year, to support Ukrainian businesses, to support Ukraine, we launched exterritorial organization, Global Business for Ukraine, to unite companies and people who are believing in Ukraine, who want to do business in Ukraine, who have Ukraine in their business perspective radars. So that was our start of internationalization of the EBA, expansion of EBA. But what we saw, and you've heard a lot about this, about the resilience of Ukrainian people, of Ukrainian country and Ukrainian business, we also monitor the business climate in Ukraine during our regular researches and surveys doing business during the war. And I must say the figures say for themselves. 69% of our member companies are fully operational in Ukraine. 31 operate with certain restrictions, and those restrictions are mostly connected to losing some offices or some facilities at the occupied territories. So it's regional restrictions, closing some offices and branches, transfer to online format of operations. When it comes to financial resilience of companies, our member companies, according to the latest result of the third quarter of this year, 25% of our members have resilience and financial reserves for a year. 6 just no reserves at all, but 43 already have reserves for over a year. Number of our member companies are also going global because the market right now is shrinking, and it shows again the willingness and the readiness of Ukrainian companies to integrate into European market, because as you may observe, not only in Poland but in Germany, in Hungary, in Portugal, in UK, number of Ukrainians already registered their companies. When it comes to business forecasts for the upcoming year, 58% of our members forecast positive dynamic in their business development next year. Of course, we have a number of challenges to go through, but still we have this more or less cautious optimism. When it comes to some particular area of investments, by the way, 35% of our members already invest or plan to invest even during the war after February 2022. But when it comes to particular area, I mean subsoil use of Ukraine, majority of our members, I mean subsoil users, we also had this research among the companies that operate in this particular industry. They already, 74% of those companies already invest in Ukraine and already invest in the project. They also graded Ukrainian potential in subsoil projects at the level of 7.85 out of 10 grade scale. And over 82% of businesses really consider Ukrainian subsoil use industry and mining sector as very investment attractive. Obviously, they also face number of challenges because number of territories and projects were at the occupied territories. And obviously, it's very hard to promote investments without clear mechanism for insurance of investments. That's why we as EBA and Global Business for Ukraine collaborate directly with MIGA, DFC, with KUKI, and a number of international organizations, for instance, through export credit agencies in different countries, to share the information and opportunities for potential investors to enter to Ukrainian market. And just recently, MIGA succeeded to launch the first successful insurance case in Ukraine with Dragon Capital. But hopefully, and that was actually the message I was going to address to colleagues from the European Commission, we really believe that pan-European tool to be launched soon is very crucial for European companies to feel themselves more or less secured when entering Ukrainian market. Again, we really have a number of opportunities and challenges. So smart approach, doing your homework, consider Ukraine as a possible destination of your business is very important. And therefore, actually, this year, already 9 months ago, like a baby, we launched our new project, Interactive Investment Map of Ukraine, where potentially interested company may just enter one single portal, check all the regions, check all the background and information about the oblasts and regions in Ukraine, just to get more acquainted about our country, about our potential and economic background of each region, but also to have a list of ready-to-invest projects, both from businesses and from municipalities with regard to reconstruction. This tool is very user-friendly, and I'd like to thank colleagues from GIZ who helped us to upgrade it technically. We have projects from 15 different industries, and just today I've got new messages that 4 new additional projects are placed at our website. These projects are verified by Advisory Board of the European Business Association and our Reconstruction Committee. Now, keeping in mind that this potential actually developed and based on real businesses, I'm very happy that today at this panel session, I'm with our companies, with our member companies, Metinvest, Metallurgy Industry, and our member company, Sigma Software, IT Business. So I'd like to pass the floor first to Maria from Metallurgy Industry. I already touched upon a little bit this potential, huge potential. Keeping in mind the single market, the requirements, the European clusters and businesses operating here, and the huge demand and huge challenge with regard to green agenda of the European Union, how do you see our metallurgy industry may incorporate and to be integrated? Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Good afternoon, colleagues. My name is Maria Vasilieva. I represent Metinvest, iron ore and steel making company. I will tell you the story of metallurgy in Ukraine. Actually, this industry has always been the backbone of our economy, and about 20% of our export revenues usually came from steel making and iron ore. Before the war, before the 2014, we had 13 steel making plants in the country. Now there are only 6. And one of those lost is badly, sadly famous Azovstal, which was part of Metinvest Group. So why so many? Because Ukraine is one of the biggest iron ore deposits in the world. We have the 5th largest deposit. So that was natural that in former Soviet Union we were the most developed industrial region, building on these resources. But it all changed, not overnight, but during these last 8 years, and especially it was the final touch on this Mariupol story when we lost 2 biggest plants in the country. But still, we have iron ore, and it is in Kryvyi Rih, it's well, in the central Ukraine, it's not in the area where the military actions are happening. And now we have to reinvent our industry. What to do next? This last years, completely other story was developing in Europe. You all have heard many times about famous decarbonization trend. The ambitious goals of carbon neutrality by 2050, and steel making in Europe is quite a strong industry as well. It's more than 130 million tons per year of production. And steel makers are about 7% of overall CO2 emissions in Europe, or maybe even globally, let's say. So what to do? What steel makers in Europe are going to do? They're going to decarbonize, which means they want to change technology. And now we are at the start of huge wave of renovation all over Europe, including Spain, including France, Great Britain, Germany. Germany is very active in that as well, but also Central and Eastern Europe. Many companies have already announced projects to change from old, 100-year-old invented technology. Yes, it was upgraded, it was quite efficient, but still it's CO2 very dirty. And now they changed to electric steel. Electric steel needs 2 things, electricity and iron ore. So you cannot avoid getting iron ore from the ground. You cannot base it only on scrap. Iron ore is crucial, otherwise you don't get the quality of steel. It's impossible. So this dependence on iron ore is the new challenge for Europe, for European Union. Yesterday here was another session where Swedish steelmaker and Swedish iron ore maker were presenting their thoughts on this challenge. And this challenge, it makes it difficult to scale up the nice idea of decarbonization. But we need to do this, right? So Europe is ambitious and is dedicated to do this. So what we think, how we can be useful and how we can fit into this story. Our iron ore is close to Europe, close to European plants. We have railway logistics, which in future can actually produce 0 footprint on carbon. And also we have these mines functioning. It's not a new one, you don't need to dig the ground from scratch. We have quality able to be used in this production. And also we have a possibility to get green electricity. So we can be a value chain, part of this value chain for green steel completely. So it fits perfectly the carbon neutrality goals. It will enable the raw materials that will be in high demand, which is forecasted on by all forecasts. Within 10, 12, 20 years, there will be absolutely strategic fit between the resources which are in in the middle of Europe, and the European steel industry. We understand we are getting part of Europe, so we have started already to prepare. We are elaborating the projects that need to get us to produce the right quality and the right shape of this iron ore. It's pellets and DRI, and you can name it. So we invite you, we are open to cooperation. We are ready to do offtake agreements. We are ready to do technological partnerships and more strategic partnerships to enable this transition in Europe. And a very important pillar on which we are building up is our human capital. Having this industry for years, we have a lot of skilled, smart, and dedicated people that will move this industry forward. And here I would like to mention also important part of this human capital. It's our ability to do digitalization, to embrace this Industry 5.0. And all these tools are really crucial to get the right quality and to get it really green, to save energy and to make it right. So here is the person from this right industry. Okay, so Valery will share with you his views, his things about the digitalization and IT, and how Ukraine can be fit.
Actually, yes, colleagues already mentioned that Ukraine is very famous in terms of our innovations, IT. They mentioned already a number of initiatives like digitalization of administrative services in Ukraine. Our member company Sigma Software is really digged in deeply in terms of supporting startups initiatives in Ukraine. We also launched like a platform for startups to promote Ukrainian startups. And Valery, from your perspective, how do you think really this ecosystem of Ukrainian startups, how it is possible for them to be integrated, and what digitalization, I mean trends, how do you think we can add value to the European Union and to the European single market?
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Svetlana. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for coming to this session, and I really appreciate that you are still here. And I think it's like I have a timer here, like 12 minutes is left. I think that would be enough. Let me introduce myself first. I'm CEO and co-founder of Sigma Software, one of the big Ukrainian IT companies, IT service companies. We have more than 2,000 people, and among them approximately half is in Ukraine and half in European and other countries. In total, we have more than 15 offices around the world. So our main business is providing IT services for different kinds of businesses, for automotive, aviation, fintech, pharmaceutical, many of them. So we are doing operation support systems, different applications, mobile applications, etc. However, in order to start with, I would like to mention the great application that we have in Ukraine, the DIA app, which is created by the Minister of Digitalization of Ukraine. And I think it's one of the modern and one of the best apps in the world when it comes to digitalization of the government services. What this team has done so far. So actually, the data exists in many different registers in many different ministries. But they have created the layer which has gathered all these data and provided them in a very, very nice app in the mobile phone, which you could use to use more than 20 government services, to register your company, to show your passport, to register construction business, a lot of different things. And our government is currently actually prepared to share this experience with other countries. So we already helping for the few countries to build their digital strategy, and I really encourage everyone to spread the word about this app, because I think it's one of the best web apps in the world. I'm trying to switch it. Oh. Now a few words about the Ukrainian IT ecosystem. So Ukrainian IT ecosystem consists of startups, of course, and you have already seen in other presentations, there are quite a few multi-billion-dollar companies, and even if we are using them, sometimes you don't recognize that they were created in Ukraine. Grammarly. This is a tool that you could use in Word to check spelling of what you are writing there. GitLab. It's more like a tool for software engineers, which is competing with GitHub from Microsoft, also a multi-billion-dollar company. And actually GitLab was created by the software engineer who lived in Kharkiv, my home city, very close to the Russian border. BetterMe, the app with more than 150 million users around the globe, was created by the Ukrainian company Genesis, and many others. I think we're missing here Ajax, also the security company which is providing the devices and apps to many security companies in the world, and it's also a Ukrainian company. That's about startups. Also, IT service business generates in Ukraine $7.5 billion per year. This is a figure from 2022, actually, the year of invasion. Our company, we haven't lost any single client because we continue to work even from the bomb shelters, even during transferring from people from eastern to the western part of Ukraine, but people are so responsible in Ukraine and so smart, so we haven't lost any single customer. And another very important part of Ukrainian ecosystem is education. So we have quite a few big universities in Ukraine, and I will speak about that later. Oh, on this slide actually. So on this slide you could see a couple of universities which are quite famous in Ukraine, but also around the globe. STEP University. It's a Ukrainian university which currently has offices and facilities in 22 countries around the globe. SET University, one of the new modern ones in Ukraine which was created. It's a private university which helps to develop entrepreneurship skills, future owners of the companies, future product companies in Ukraine. And I also mentioned our university, our corporate university, which is created to share the knowledge from the IT experts to other IT experts. Currently, Sigma Software University provides services and provides courses to people in Sweden, Jerusalem, Saudi Arabia, not only in Ukraine. So just to show that we are already integrated into the ecosystem of the world, and we can continue doing that also with European countries. Also, good to mention the VC market, venture capital market in Ukraine. Probably the biggest fund is Horizon Capital, who has just raised $250 million to invest into the Ukrainian IT businesses. I think it's very important mark that VC fund has raised $250 million now during the war to invest into Ukrainian IT businesses. Our fund, where I'm a general partner also, Seed Venture Partners, was named as #1 in Ukraine during 2022 as a main investor into Ukrainian early stage startups, product companies. We have invested into the 16 Ukrainian product companies during the wartime. Here is very important to mention what is Ukrainian product company to decrease the understanding of the risks of investments. The Ukrainian product company is registered obviously in Ukraine, in the DSCT, which was mentioned by my colleagues before, the best tax regime, I think, in the world for IT companies. But normally, Ukrainian product company also has offices and official companies in Delaware, in the UK, in Estonia, and many other jurisdictions in order to provide services abroad. Because Ukrainian product companies provide services, they always scaling their business to Europe, to United States of America. It's not only that they are located in Ukraine. Before I come to the few example of Ukrainian product businesses, I would like to show, I really like this picture of the conferences where we presented Ukrainian startups and going to present, I think, on the yearly basis around the globe. It's a Collision in Canada, TechCrunch in San Francisco, it's CES in Las Vegas, it's Web Summit in Brazil and Portugal, GITEX Africa, the first GITEX from Middle East, which happened in Morocco. Actually, Morocco is not very far from here. we are missing Japan here because it was just recently one more conference which had happened in Japan. So we already spreading the word about Ukraine and Ukrainian products globally. These are just a few examples of Ukrainian product companies to see how they could find their fit into European countries. Inputsoft, very young company. They are making the automation for ground handling in airports, which is also very important. I think not all of the airports are digitalized perfectly right now. FinMap, it's a tool for accounting for small and medium-sized businesses. We all know that small and medium-sized businesses always is like the main base for the successful economy. In the UK, for instance, the GDP is based on like 95% is based on the small and medium-sized businesses. And FinMap, successful in Ukraine, already spreading their services to the Polish companies, through other European companies, and very active in Europe. Leaky24, deliver pharmacy at your doorstep. Very successful in Ukraine, and currently very successful in Italy already. So in Italy, you already could use Ukrainian service for delivering pharmacy to your doorstep. And few of the others. Datum, the data management platform, Datrix, the no-code AI platform, and HiQ, an amazing startup which helps to make quantum computing even faster. We are investing together with Toyota, by the way, and it's Ukrainian startup as well. So you could see that many Ukrainian startups already working in Europe and already integrating into European ecosystem. Oh, okay, I'm coming backwards. So, yeah, one more slide and one more startup. It's a very interesting startup, which is actually, you could download that to your phone, either to Samsung or Apple. It works like Foursquare, if you know the startup, or OpenTable, or others like that. You can find Ukrainian businesses around you in Europe. So, I actually haven't tried it here in Malaga. I don't know if there are any Ukrainian businesses already, but I will try it later on when I step down from here, but I really encourage you to do that. So, you could find not only the Ukrainian restaurants, but also Ukrainian beauty services, Ukrainian automotive services for your cars, and many other things. You know that there are a lot of Ukrainian in European Union now, and I really encourage you to try using Ukrainian services here in Europe. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you, Valery. And actually, just to conclude from our part, I would like to rephrase, you know, the panel session earlier this morning, what I've heard, in order to support Ukrainian business, don't give us $1 million. Let's sign a contract and do 10, 20, 30 together. So should you have any questions, please feel free to contact EBA Global Business for Ukraine or ask right now. Any questions? So we finish at this stage, and hopefully we will have an opportunity to talk to each other during the network and cocktails. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.